Hello, hi guys, how are you? Jamboni, Saseni, bonjour. I do hope you're good. It's a Monday morning. It's been drizzling. It's still drizzling, but it's okay. It's clear. The sun is coming out. It's okay. Just to show us nothing is permanent. For those who don't know me, my name is Alia Ditman, Hacker Dream Chaser 2020. The speed is up. The speed is high. I'm rushing. I believe you too. And let's see, guys. Tomorrow may never be, and sometimes later becomes never. This has been my word last week, and it's still there. Like, don't push everything to later, because sometimes it never happens. We push it for later to just have a chance to relax at that particular moment, and sometimes we tend to like relax, get comfortable, and then it never happens. We never get to do that, and that's why I say, Sasa ndio sasa. This is the time. Guys, by the way, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I'm so happy. I had 26 abonees by last week, and I checked it yesterday. I'm at 70. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't, usijali, if you have time, just do it for the message to spread wide. There's a bushfire, as I say. Guys, thank you so much. I need you guys. You can't believe it, like never before. And we need each other, I think. We are social beings. We need each other. So thank you so much. And just as I have said that the speed is really high, I'm going to be speaking about speed. And the reason why I chose about speed is we do drive different speeds at different places, residential places, on the highways. And I chose speed because there is a time I was walking just by myself and meditating, and I realized that there are things I've gone through once, twice, thrice, the same things but in different ways. And the same way with journeys, like where I come from the border of Kenya and Tanzania at Hispania. From Nairobi, we drive like 6 hours. If you're lucky, you can take like 5 when you're in a private car. And if you use public means like buses, it depends on how much they stop. Because if they really stop well, like every stop, Narok, Sotik, Kisii, Migori, Awendo, people eating, going to the bathroom and this and that, you can even spend 12 hours on the road. It's not interesting. But then I was looking at it like this. How nice is it to be familiar with the road that you're using? If you have to have a chance to use the same route always, of course, it's nice to venture other places and get to see other places, but how lucky could you be when you have to use the same way? That means you already know the story, even with life. Like, you've gone through this, so you know exactly what to expect at a certain time. When you get next to Sotik, there is that corner that be it in the night, in the day, you have to be careful. Of course, in the night, you have to be more careful. Or even when it's raining, you have to be more, because you already know at that particular place. Actually, they've even said it's a black spot. So, a lot of people have lost their lives there. There've been a lot of accidents happening at that particular spot. So you tend to be more careful than other places. And I was looking at it in life the same way. Like, you need to accelerate as you get familiar. You cannot hold to the same speed and you actually know the journey, because I was looking at it like now in Germany, for real. There is that what I went through when I was a newcomer, like when I came in, the first year, the second year, the third year, and then I got into a relationship, and then I got into marriage, I got employed, I got kids. So there are those things that I've become familiar with. Why should I keep the same speed as when I didn't know the things? Why should I keep the same speed when I know that I've been to this journey, I've gossiped before, I've been out of it? You cannot walk the same way. It's just like even your height. You get taller when you realize that you're doing your things better. It's a feeling. You don't get taller like literally you become taller, but you go with your head more high. And that's why it's usually also very important to do things the right way. Because then even your self-esteem goes up, because after all, you're doing the right thing. You guys when we are doing something wrong, how we usually do our thing. I remember there's a time when I was an au pair, we were taken for a trip to Stuttgart, and I had borrowed my family's camera because I didn't have a camera then. And the phone that I had was, I think, Mlikamuizi. I was pretty new. And I borrowed a camera from them. And when we went to Stuttgart, I remember I was starving. So myself and 2 other friends decided to go and buy something. While the others were sightseeing, we saw a place where pizza was being sold. And I went to a piece of pizza and cola. And because I knew we had made a mistake to have left the group and gone to buy the pizza, I put the pizza in my bag. And that Coke, being so stupid, of course, it had a cover on it. But I put it because I didn't want like the agent to know that we had left. And stupid enough, we were to get into the cinema after that, what we were doing at that particular time. And my cola was still in the bag. It shaked and spilled in my bag. And remember, there was the camera that I had borrowed from the family. And I was looking at my movement from buying the pizza to getting back to the other group. We came like thieves, like pole pole. because we knew we had done something wrong. You know yourself, even kids, when they do something wrong, how they behave. And I was looking at it like in life, when you decide to do your thing right and walk right, of course you're going to walk differently. I walked low because I had done the wrong thing, and even got back to the family even more smaller because I didn't know what to tell them about their camera that was pretty expensive. But that's another story, and it's okay. What I'm trying to say is you walk differently according to what you do. When you're doing the right thing, there's a way you walk than somebody who knows he's doing the wrong thing. Sindio? So what I'm trying to say is when you become familiar to a certain way of life, you know that this is my journey, I've been in it, your speed has to go up. Don't allow yourself to drive in the same speed you did last year. It's not possible. Kwanza, that's why I usually say 20, when you get into the new year, the Sylvester, the celebration of the new year, people usually say, oh, this year I'm going to do this, I'm going to maybe eat less carbs, I'm going to start up a business, I'm going to read more, I'm going to go more to the gym, I'll swim more. People make new resolutions because they have a new chance, because it's a new year beginning. And I usually say, as you say this, increase your speed in whatever you are doing, because speed is also needed, guys. Because imagine if you're driving on the highway and you tend to drive as you're driving in a residential place, then something must be wrong. Either your car is broken or you're absent-minded. Maybe even you're on the phone or you are chatting or you are talking, so you are trying to keep it slow, which is wrong. You are doing the right thing at the wrong place. And I'm really wanting to insist on this speed thing because I realized it keeps us like stagnant. We kind of stay at the same pace, get comfortable in something that we are supposed to have moved out long way ago. Look at your speed, because there could be things that are taking your speed away. Corners, of course, there are things you can't avoid in life. But then after the corner, you have to move on. When the street becomes straight, give it, because sometimes it happens to rain. That happens when we have our downfalls in life, which is very normal, and it's okay, it's acceptable. We can live with it, know how to handle it. But increase your speed. If you know you are using the same speed limit you are using last year, like up to here, you don't go more, ask yourself why. What is that could be hindering you from taking the next gear? Maybe your car has 6 gears or 7 gears, and you always get to 4 and stop there. Think about it. Check what is that is stopping you. Could it be your family? Could it be your kids? Because even them, they could stop you, you know. When you invest too much in them and forget about yourself. These kids depend on us. They need us. That means we need ourselves. Because it's only when I'm productive that my kids will also be happy. I cannot say I'm going to drive slowly because I don't want my kids. I don't know how to put it. Your kids need you. You need them. But at the same time, you need to set the pace. You yourself. You need to set the pace. And that's why it's very important to make sure that you alternate this. And when time comes for you to move. Because there are people, you will hear them saying the same thing. January to December comes New Year, the same story. As the year is coming to an end, tell yourself, the same speed I had is going to change. Because even things have changed. COVID has started being the talk of the day again. That means our speed is going to come down. When things get better, accelerate. Because sometimes you hear people saying, I want to rush a bit so that I get over that street of Mtito one day before it gets dark. Because you know when it gets dark and you are not yet there, you'll have to drive slowly. Or you know in a certain town, there are many potholes. You'd like to get over that place before a certain time. There are people who say, I would like to eat before I go to school, because you know when you go to school, you might not get the time to eat. So there is this thing of doing something before. So if you know that at that particular time when you're going through something, there is a chance for you to move faster. Don't delay. Songa. And if you have somebody who is holding you back, it does not matter who. And you know exactly this is somebody who is going to hinder you from getting where you want to get to. Keep them on the side. Guys, you cannot drive the same speed January to December. It is not possible. It is not. We need to grow. We need to move, get motivated, feel inspired. And just know that the very important thing that you have done from the word go is that you got yourself moving. And you happen to move and then maybe you get to stop. Something might have gone wrong, because when you're on the road, on the move, like you're moving and then you happen to stop, that means maybe your car is broken, you're demotivated. Look for something to get you back to the move again. Don't stop. The main thing here is don't stop. Keep that speed, and when time comes for you to accelerate, accelerate. Before we realize it, we'll get to our destination on time. We'll have time to enjoy. How beautiful is it? I usually say, like when I was working, when I was still employed and guys went for pension, I was so happy when I saw some of them still had this power, this drive. You know, I'm like, despite the fact that you're going for pension, you still have this power. You can be able to do your thing, your hobbies, you know. And how sad is it when you go for pension and every second day you are at the doctor, just because that means let's get there, still strong, and have time to enjoy the goodness of the Lord in this land of the living, because it's very beautiful. Feel inspired. I love you guys and speak to you soon. Bye bye.